Today I'm going to show you the coolest scale that I'm almost positive you don't know. If you're already playing this, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear how you're using it, but for 99.99% of the ukulele players out there, this is going to be brand new. Just like we do new ukulele tutorials every Wednesday and Saturday. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you love it, think about becoming a Patreon because you can get printable tabs with every lesson as well. Okay, so we're going to jump into it. The coolest scale that you've never heard of. Let's break it down. So this scale is very popular in Arabian music. It is very popular in Flamenco music. It is very popular in Rumba music, popular in Gypsy Jazz, and you'll see it in jazz improvisation as well. And it's called the Phrygian Dominant. Now, I've never actually heard anyone say this. Everything I know is from what I've read, and I think it's Phrygian. If it's pronounced differently, let me know in the comments below as well. A lot of times, you're gonna see this scale played on its own, meaning without chords or harmony, but we're gonna look at that as well too. So we're gonna look at it in the key of E, and we're gonna play the open E string, first fret, oh, it's so cool, fourth fret, open A, excuse me, second fret, third fret, fifth fret, and then back here on the 7, you have your octave. And you can strum that against an E7 chord because E7 is our home bass. Okay, so one more time. 1, 4, 0, 2, 3, 5, 7. 7, 5, 3, 2, 0, 4, 1, 0. You can kind of hear that. The Arabian nights, like Arabian days, vibe right away. Now, let's talk about the intervals in case you wanted to create this in another key. You have your root note, and then you're gonna play the note right after it, the flat second. You go up to the third. 0, flat second, third, fourth, fifth, flat 6, flat 7, octave. So knowing that, you could create this scale in any key. Start with the C, for example. Flat second, one note above it. Third is your E. Fourth is your F. You go up to your fifth, G, flat 6, and then up to your flat 7. Oops. So that was how you would recreate it using intervals. If you don't know intervals, I'm gonna put a link up here too. That's gonna explain and help you understand scales in general. One fun thing to do is when you know it, to play it against a drone note. So I have an E note here. You can even find this scale in metal and punk rock. Check this out. That is B Phrygian Dominant, and that is the scale used in Come Out and Play by The Offspring as well. So it's very, very popular for creating riffs. And then once you create a riff with it, you have some more flexibility if you want to stay in that key or switch to a more traditional key. If you want to stay in the key, let's look at the chords. We're still in the key of E. Your one chord is your E7. 2 is your F. Then you have what's called a G sharp diminished, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret. There it is. It's kind of a hard voicing. You don't want to use the G sharp diminished 7. You want to just use the G sharp diminished, which will be 2, 4, 2. Make sure you don't get that G string in there. Just these 3. A minor, a nice easy one, right? B diminished, and B diminished is just a G7 without the G string. Technically, you could do that way up here as well if you wanted to, with the G sharp diminished. But it's nice to have a shape down here as well. After that, we get to our C, and with our C, we're simply playing a C augmented, which is 4, 4, 3. You could get your pinky on the 5th fret of the G string as well. Love augmented chords. They're definitely not resolved. They want to move. They want to move bad. They have a strong desire to move. And then an easy old D minor. You're going to hear really common chord progressions in this style, like hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more. Now you could use the E minor pentatonic solo over that, but you could also use the Arabian scale. When you do that, you're going to get away from more of that hit the road jack vibe, much more into a flamenco sound. Now, we can take this E7 chord and we can push it even further. We could do something called E7 flat 9. That's a hard voicing, that's all. It's a difficult chord to play. But it sounds very good with this scale, very Arabian-ish, very flamenco-ish. You bar the 1st fret, 2nd fret here, and your pinky on the 4th fret of the C. 1, 1, 4, 1, 2. It's a hard one. Now, really, it's just a E7 with an F note as well. You have a much easier shape up here with the diminished 7, which for all intents and purposes can function as an E7 flat 9. The only problem with this one is we don't have an E note. I don't want to get too much into the chords. I do want to eventually do a whole flamenco thing, and I would like to look at more at flamenco chord progressions and featuring chord progressions. This is more about the scale. If you are interested to see flamenco chords and flamenco rhythm, let me know in the comments. So how should you practice this? Well, 2 ways. One of them, just get under your fingers so you can hear the sound. That would be number 1. Number 2, try to make a riff with it. Then lastly, if you're feeling confident with that, try the A minor, G, F, E7, and try to improvise over it. A little tip with that would be the F and the E7. Anytime you have a half step, meaning just 1 fret, E to F, G sharp to A, B to C, those notes are either in the F or the E. C is in your F chord, B is in your E. A is in your F chord, G sharp is in your E, F is in your F, E is in there. So when you're over the F, if you're on the C, slide to the B for the change. And you're gonna nail that change and it's gonna sound really, really nice. With the A minor and the G, you can be a little more flexible in your improvisation. So that's an introduction to the Phrygian Dominant, places where you hear it, how to construct it, the intervals used, the chords it creates, and some suggestions to practice with it. If you wanna see me explore this more in a gypsy jazz sense, in a jazz sense, in Arabian music, or in flamenco, let me know in the comments again, all right? And I'll catch you next Wednesday or Saturday for the next tutorial. Have a lovely day. Life is good, friends. Keep on rocking, keep on rolling, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Take care.